So today on William's Adventures, I'm going to be making a charcoal foundry for smelting down lower grade metal like aluminum, brass, maybe even copper. And I've set out all my tools and everything I need. We're going to start the process. Alright, so here we go. So here is the foundry that I have for what I've built. This is a Weber grill, really small one, and I welded in a 2-inch pipe. This was an old frame my dad built that I'm using. It is free floating, which means I can take it out. Inside here we have stainless steel wool, and I have drilled in self-tapping screws to hold the plaster of Paris mix in there. I did cover the inside holes with duct tape on the inside and outside. Here is the lid, which I took the plastic handle off the bottom, or off of it. Wonder why it's flashing. And did the same process. So I'm using plaster of Paris, which I bought at Home Depot. It was one of the cheapest places I found it. I have play sand, a mixing bucket, and several gallons of water set aside here. I have cleaning rags just in case, putty knives, safety glasses, nitrile gloves, duct tape, hearing protection, box cutter, some regular gloves, another bucket of water for the mixing tools when I use them. Some of these ideas I got from other YouTube channels like The King of Random. Very good, very interesting, very helpful. And Something from Nuthin, or Something from Nuthin, whatever. And I'm following some of their recipes more or less. This is about 2/3 of a gallon of play sand. That's all I have. And I'm going to be mixing this relatively loosely, so it's going to be very thin, or a lot thinner than what they recommend, due to I want the sand to mixture to self-mix if I don't make enough, which I'm planning on doing. 2/3 of a gallon of plaster of Paris. You want to do this outside. This is a mixer. My dad has it, so I'm using it. You can mix it by hand. This is where I brought out the electric. Once I add this water, this will start to harden, but I have approximately 6 to 10 minute window of work time, so I need to be very quick about this. What I'm going to do is mix the water in, get a nice consistency, pour a little bit in the bottom of there, take my bucket, which is going to be the inside of the Foundry that the Crucible sits in, and put it in there, flatten it out so it starts to come up on the side a little bit, and then pour the rest of it in. I probably should have some weights, like bricks. Alright, pause. So I transferred it to another bucket, and I got some bricks, some actual masonry bricks, or not, fire brick, to weight down the inside of it. Let's see the consistency. It's a little bit thinner than I want. No, I'm not measuring this. Oops. Pretty broken off. Trying to get it out of the corners so it doesn't have any lumps on it. There we go. Sorry. This is where we take the bit. Put it in there. pretty thin, but it has some resistance to it. I'm going to try to get my hand through it, which is what I was hoping for. I might even want it a little bit thicker. Nah, let's go with this. Like I said, I've never done this before. Haha. What I'm trying to doing is pushing it up and down so I can actually work the mixture under the bucket so it has a nice solid base. The reason you want steel wool in there is because it's like putting rebar in concrete. Good, I need to make this up a little bit more. It's exactly what I wanted to do. Plaster. Some water. Even have to add a little bit more. I still have some lumps in it, but that's quite alright. Now see how it's mixing together? So that's exactly what I wanted. There. Make sure the steel wool is covered. It's covered. And these off. Another reason why I wanted it free floating, so I can adjust it. add some more weight. Wanted to handle out of there. There we go. I'm doing is pushing the steel wool below the surface. So there's more binder in there. Because you never want to, like when you're pouring concrete, want rebar exposed. Because that'll rust and it'll deteriorate the structural integrity of the concrete. Same concept. It looks good. Now it is intentionally set up to be more of an oval. If you actually get it, can come over here and look down on it. It is intentional for the most part. Because what's going to happen is the airflow is going to come in here and it's going to circulate in a counterclockwise pattern. Now when this, for the most part, sets up and dries, I'll peel the bucket out of here and we should be good. And I gotta wait for it to dry a little bit more before I can clean up the lid. Now I do have a water bucket set up for this because it was already pre-planned. Now while that's setting up, I have the lid which I want to work on. Because on the King of Random, when he did his, or not the King of Random, but another YouTube channel, forget, when he made his, the lid got so hot it started glowing. Sparks flying out and he was losing heat. So I pre-planned. And I'm going to do basically the same concept, but have a lot thicker consistency and make it domed in the middle. Convex, concave, whatever it is, where there's an inside curve that matches the outside curve. I wasn't too worried about the wet plaster Paris because it would wash off. The dry, a little bit more dangerous. Like handling dry concrete mix, not recommended. Because it can burn your skin. Or wet concrete mix, not until it starts setting up will it heat up and start burning. Unless you have a reaction. Which you can do. I've seen it happen. There we go. Yes, I'm making a mess. That's what I do. I'm trying not to make as big a mess though. So, transfer that over there. And this I will be probably mixing by hand. So I can get it the consistency I want it. You should wear a dust mask or face mask for this. Isn't that delicious? This is a lot thinner than I want to.